Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Bert the Stormtrooper and this is the home of That's Just Prime, the comprehensive Optimus Prime review series. I also review other Transformers, lots of G1 stuff, as well as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters, GoBots, and pretty much any other toy that may jump out at me. I also do the occasional arcade and pinball machine videos, unboxings, blogs, challenges, and miscellaneous videos where my daughter usually makes fun of me. Those are a lot of fun. If you're new to the channel, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that subscribe button and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share if you like what you see. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 86 BLURR. Released in January of 2021, he is brand new and starting to hit stores right now as of the time of this recording. He is a deluxe class figure, retails for approximately $20. I just found one this morning at my local Walmart. So we can see BLURR here packaged in that Studio Series window box. We can see him already there displayed in his robot mode. We've got some cool art of BLURR right there along the side. On the side of the packaging, we've got Studio Series 86, some more artwork of BLURR. Around the other side, again, we've got the 86 and more artwork of BLURR. And then around the back of the box, we've got product shots of BLURR, both in his vehicle and in his robot mode. And then we can also see that cool display piece that comes with the box as well. So that's about it for the packaging. Let's get it opened up and go check it out. Included in the package with BLURR is his cardboard backdrop accessory. This one is titled Battle of Autobot City. His instruction sheet, his primary weapon, a welder accessory, and the BLURR figure itself, which came packaged in robot mode. And here we have Studio Series 86 BLURR, and I love this toy. As usual, we're starting in vehicle mode, and as you can see, we've got the classic hover car that we saw back when he was first introduced in that 86 movie, and this thing looks just so very, very cool. We can see he's molded in the light blue with some dark blue details, and we've got some white right there in the cockpit, and a cool little Autobot symbol right there in the front windshield, which is really, really neat. And this looks absolutely, I just love this design. I love the way this looks. Here in vehicle mode, BLURR is approximately 5.5 inches long, about 1.5 inch tall at the top of the canopy here. 2 if you want to go to the top of that. I don't know if that's an antenna or whatever you want to call that, but that's it. Yeah, really neat looking car going all the way around. You can see the back of the vehicle there. I thought I forgot to fold his feet, but that's not his feet. We can see some thrusters here, which is pretty cool. You can take some blast effects and pop those right in there. So you can make BLURR go fast, go fast, go fast, which is very cool. I love the compatibility with all these, the cross compatibility, where you can take all of the figures, all of the vehicles from the current 2 different lines. They look good together, and even the accessories work with each other. Very, very cool. Now, well, let's take a look at the cockpit real quick. So we've got the little seat right there. You can actually open that up, and you've got some controls on the dashboard right there, which is actually really, really cool. And yeah, once again, he just looks fantastic. Minor gripe, and this is more of a personal opinion kind of a thing. So this is just kind of me, but he doesn't have any wheels. He does not roll. Understandably, BLURR is a hover vehicle, right? So he was supposed to just kind of fly along just about a foot off the ground, or a foot or 2 off the ground, right? So I get that. Still, for the purpose of a toy, I think it would have been cool to have some wheels on here so you can kind of make him roll around. So, but that's just me personal opinion. We can mount his accessories on the vehicle mode, so we can give him kind of an attack mode. There is a tab right here on the bottom of the vehicle and a slot on each side of the back of the weapon. So you can just go ahead and tab that right in there. Just like that. You can point at either direction, doesn't matter. And then these 2 slots here and here are going to fit these 2 tabs on the little welder. So you can take the welder, pop that in there, and now you've got BLURR. I guess you got an attack mode of sorts, and weapon storage, if you want to call that. Again, for me, this doesn't really work. I actually like it for the welder. I don't mind leaving the welder there, but the gun I just leave off to the side, and that's just me. Alright, so for a couple of quick comparisons, here he is with his fellow Studio Series 86 Autobot cars. So here he is with Cup. You can see what these guys look like together. Here he is with Jazz. And again, all of these cars, and yeah, they just size well together, so they look fantastic. And finally, here he is with Hot Rod. So you can see what all the Autobot cars look like together. Transformation for BLURR is relatively simple and quite fun. So we're going to start, I always just start with the seat and flip it down because it's just going to flip down. That seat is not exactly the most secure thing ever. And as you're playing with it or fiddling with it, it's just going to flip down. I find I have the most trouble keeping it up during transformation. Every time I transform it into car mode, the last step I have to do is open the seat up. It just closes up. So let's just start right there and just close that up and be done with it. Go ahead and take the whole side of the vehicle here, and this is going to pop off. There are 3 tabs, one right there, very visible, and then there's another tab here and another tab back here. So just untab the whole side of the car. There's one tab, and there's another tab. This is on a double hinge. Just bring it all the way up and get it out of the way. Same thing on the other side. Untap this whole thing, get it up and out of the way. Let's go to the bottom of the vehicle. The feet right here are tabbed into these, kind of these horseshoe pieces here. So we're just going to untap that, bring it up and over. Untap that, bring it up and over. Just like that. This is going to allow us to take the whole back top of the car and swing it out. Very cool. Take the, and we'll go ahead and split these up. Separate these, take the little antenna piece and rotate this inside of BLURR. Take the whole shin, bring it forward, and I love how this works. The knee is actually going to clip in together and hold the leg together. Very cool. And then bring the leg down, or the foot rather. We're going to bring the foot down. Same thing on this side, clip the knee together. There, and bring the foot down, and there's his feet, pretty much done. Bring the arms back down again, just so, and we're going to take these horseshoe pieces that we saw earlier, and you can see a tab and a slot right there. Go ahead and swing these up and tab them into place. While we're down here, we're going to take the arms and swing them around, just like that. Take this whole nose cone piece of vehicle, just snap this and bring it down. This is on a double hinge, and it's going to snap in right back there to create the backpack. Take the cockpit or the windshield piece, and let me bring the camera up. Take the windshield piece here and flip it around. And bring the arms up, and these are going to snap into place there and there. Finally, the instructions tell you to open this panel, but it's really kind of unnecessary as it kind of does it on its own. So you can bring that up, turn the arm around, and then bring it up. It's supposed to tab right there. It doesn't really do a good job, at least not on mine. It doesn't really stay in place, but there it is. That's where it's supposed to go. Get them all straightened out, and there is BLURR in robot mode, and he looks absolutely fantastic. Standing at just short of 6 inches. So yeah, nice tall guy. So this guy looks really, really good. And again, one more time, it just looks like he stepped off the screen from that movie. He looks really, really nice, and he looks like the show model or the animation model, with one minor exception, and that is these arm pieces here were a lot smaller in the animation. Can't be helped. It has to be this big for the vehicle mode to look correct. But other than that, this guy looks fantastic. Let's get him in close and let's take a look at that face. Check that out. That is absolutely BLURR from the movie. You got the little windshield piece there with the Autobot logo right underneath that, and just kind of going all the way up and down, checking him out, and all the way around. Not a lot of cable, unless, you know, of course, the arm piece, which we just talked about. The backpack is small, it's slim, it's compressed, not a lot of hollowness, as you can see, going all the way around the figure. He looks really nice. I really love the way this looks. Articulation-wise, the head can go up and down, side to side. The arms can go forward and backwards all the way around. They can go up and down at that hinge of the shoulder. It's kind of weird the way the shoulders work, but it works, you know. You got a rotation at the elbow and a bend at the elbow. We have a rotation at the wrist. However, the rotation at the wrist is going to bring this cable piece with it. And you can't bring the wrist in. You can only go in one direction this way, and that stops there. And then it goes in this direction this way, and it stops there. It does not go 360 degrees. But you can always turn the arm in, you know, to bring him in like that. So that works. We have a waist swivel. Legs can go individually, I swear. Forward that far, back that far, in and out. You got a rotation at the thigh, bend at the knee, and as you saw earlier while I was transforming them, quite a bit of ankle tilt. So he looks really, really nice. Now he does have a couple of accessories. Again, he came with his weapon. We'll put that in his hand. And of course, this is also blast compatible. So you can put that there. And you can have him firing some stuff. There you go. He also has his little welder piece. So let's bring that in. This is interesting because, I don't know. Leave me a comment. I don't recall when this was used. I just don't. I don't remember, off the top of my head, I just don't remember BLURR with a welder. But there it is. It's got a peg. You can put it in either hand. And it looks like it's transformed and coming out of his arm. So that's cool. That works. As far as storage goes, this isn't really intended, but it's what works for me. I just go ahead and use the vehicle storage to put this thing away in. Now, when you do this, you're not going to be able to bring this down all the way. You can still snap that in place, but as you saw earlier, this was up against his butt, and now it's sticking out. So it does create a little bit of a backpack. It's slim enough. It doesn't bother me. So that's just the way I'm handling the accessory storage for him. So there you go. And there's BLURR in robot mode. He looks so good. Couple of comparisons. Here he is next to Studio Series 86 Cup. So you can see what these guys look like together. Very, very nice. We'll bring in Hot Rod. You can see these guys together. And Hot Rod is, surprisingly tall for all these figures. So, very cool. And then here he is with a short guy, Jazz. You can see what these guys look like together. And again, I am just loving everything about the Studio Series line. Every single one of these figures, I know that I keep saying this, but I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. They feel like mini masterpiece figures, that are cheaper and released to mass retail. They really do, and they're animation perfect. They just for the most part, they're all nearly animation perfect. They really do look like they stepped out of the cartoon. These were the figures that, as a kid playing with the G1 figures, this is what we imagined our figures were like. This is what, I wish it would do this. I wish it would do that. So it could look like this or it could do that. This is what we were wishing in our heads we were actually playing with, or what we were imagining our toys were actually doing. So Studio Series 86 line altogether so far has knocked every figure out of the park, in my opinion. And I think that about covers the Transformers Studio Series 86 BLURR. What did you think of this figure? Let me know down in the comments. Give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you're notified when I upload a new video. I've got that donate button up there if you want to hit on that. I certainly would appreciate it. Please share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.